This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. The book of Proverbs, okay. Book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to God, Loyam, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kodash Brakatham. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. It's the brother Yahweh South out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Came across this article on my news break. Lord willingly, is edifying. You know, because I brought out you know, um, the wicked are created for the day of evil, because the Most High is going to destroy the wicked. It's multiple scriptures that go into that, and then you go into the wicked. You got wicked people of the other nations. 2/3 of our people are wicked, but you have a nation, a group of individuals, a group of people that are considered the wicked, and that tells you that in the book of Malachi, chapter 1, it tells you that Esau, Edom is the border of wickedness. So, you know, it also tells you how the wicked are not in trouble as other men. You know, this is the book of. This is the article. It says Eldest Trump is the book. Fucking Edomites media. It's not the book. Eldest Trump's children won't comply with subpoenas from New York Attorney General. Now, this 3 hours ago by Aaron Kacharsky. Former President Trump's eldest son and daughter have refused to comply with subpoenas issued by the New York State Attorney General Office as it conducts a civil investigation into the way the family real estate business valued its holdings. And, at the end of the day, this is not a surprise. You got to remember and understand that the America's created, was founded and built on rape, robbery, and murder, bloodshed, and tears. And, a lot of, when you understand how the system is set up, that was one of the things about the Matrix. When you understood the system, you could break it. You could break the laws of it, and that's what they was explaining to it. And that's why you got like police officers that will be more crooked than the criminals that they put in jail day by day. You have judges that interpret the law, because basically the judge is not supposed to sentence you. I forgot where I came across that information, but the judge, his whole job is supposed to be to interpret the law. That's all. That's the spirit, because I was just reading this article yesterday about this judge in our city, um, named Daniel Gall. And this is the same Daniel Gall that sentenced my brother, that's in the world. But this guy was so, like, showing you how power corrupts and ultimate power corrupts ultimately. Uh, he literally, like, it's against the law to basically, like, he would sentence a person, and if they caught another case, he would make them come back in front of him. Well, that's illegal, because due to the fact, once you have, that's why they supposed to let you pick your jury, because you're supposed to have the illusion of a fair trial. The thing is, like, if I've already got a preconceived notion of you, that's why you got certain people that won't hire certain people, or you got these Edomites that automatically, because of the way they, they think, or whatever the case may be, they have a preconceived notion of, the other nations, Jake, all that, just like we have a preconceived notion, those that are awake to the truth, because we remember, we haven't forgot. It tells you never trust thine enemy. And these people, and majority of our people forgot that. You forgot how you fucking got over here. And that shit frustrating, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna shed no tear when you realize this devil is fucking not your friend. You know, I've met niggas sit up there because they made money with the Edomite. The Edomite been making money off of you forever. I mean, you see that with the fucking like some of these but go to talk to some of them entertainers. Look, like for instance, Louis Armstrong. You know how much money that man generated, and he had an Edomite, and he made this Edomite fucking wealthy, and had to tap dance and beg his Edomite for his own fucking money. That's facts. So they've been using you and getting fucking over on you. I mean, I work at a company with these dumbass niggas that thinking that they outsmarting the Edomite. I'm like, I mean, you right. You can't beat certain things, so you got to know when to, hold them and when to fold them. Basically, that's the first thing that popped up in my head. You got to know when to fight and when not to fight. But a man is a man because he stands on his integrity. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They was talking about the elder Malcolm was going into an episode of The Walking Dead, how Negan, whatever the fuck his name was, the one guy that would beat you with the baseball bat, David Chappelle did a skit on it. Well, long story short, he was so powerful, he had created community. He will allow you to come in if you had a wife or whatever, or he allow you to come in and either you become one of his henchmen, but if you had a wife, he would allow you to come in, but he wanted your wife to become his concubine. Straight up like that. And motherfuckers was so fearful or whatever the case may be, they would allow it. Just to survive, or they didn't really give a fuck by that time, or whatever the case may be. And the elder was like, no, he was like, it'd have been just me. I mean, if it would been me, he like, me and my wife would have been walking out there. We just wouldn't have been in there. You know what I mean? He like, because that's some unmanly shit, and it is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I can understand you won't kick against the pricks on certain shit because, like, for instance, why jeopardize your job to make a point? You know what I'm saying? I've lost jobs on making a point. So I can understand now with the times we in. But at the same time, you as a man, that don't mean you got to kiss a motherfucker ass. You supposed to stand on principle. That's what make a man. That's why Yahweh Shah was a man at the age of 13 and shit. But why do you think that, you know what I mean? Like, but people don't really understand that. They just think they do. Motherfuckers sitting up there talking in the gossip world and giving a fuck about Kanye West bugged out ass. To show you how this place is really full of shit, for real, a bugged out guy like this could literally make. And then when you take the time to literally listen to the music, all the music is garbage. All of it though. Like I rarely catch a song and I'm like, oh, that's like what's slick. Majority, like they got a fucking song. I like girls that like girls. Like, come on, like this is complete. This place is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Salakia for all the transgressions, because it's just really like when you sit back and then you got me and the truth talk about they can't come up with, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I know it's about to get harder. And trust me, like I go through my battles with the spirits and just try to stay motivated. And like from what I hear, the elders said they experienced everything we're experiencing. And that's why I can say I have truly seen my teachers. You know what I mean? Those the first, like I said, this probably have to be a various topics. But point being, with all that being said, I completely missed the point of what I was bringing up. Salakia. Well, the point is with this article, it says former president civil investigation into the way the family real estate business valued its holdings. And when you go into the presidency, they did all kind of fraud. You know what I mean? A president, that's why you were seeing the images with the Goya when him and his daughter were, taking images with the Goya and all that. Like that's why, certain like offices wouldn't allow you to be a businessman as far as to be in those positions, because you can make, like for instance, when you take the time to think about this, when Trump passed all that stimulus, who do you think that benefited? Just you people that got the little 1,200. Trump is a businessman. He got more businesses than you probably could ever know. He got businesses that you don't even know is his businesses. So it benefited him. It benefited his friends. That's how corrupt this fucking place is. Salakia. It says a dispute has arisen between the OAG and the individual Trump parties regarding the subpoenas. A document filed Monday said. The document filed jointly by New York Attorney General Letitia James, an attorney for the Trump organization, said Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka Trump will now be named as respondents in James' ongoing inquiry, which parallels a criminal investigation by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka Trump will file motions to quash the subpoenas as soon as Monday, the following indicated. The former president and his company have denied wrongdoing. Then you always got to find out they always deny some wrongdoing. That's how you know they did some wrong. The former president and his company have denied wrongdoing and have attacked the investigation as political. The ongoing criminal investigation. You got to remember, this is the same man that amped up those Edomites to go and storm the Capitol building. People forget about that. And then got off on that shit. And if you watch his speech, obviously he riled them up. He was talking about how the country, if we don't do something about it, how the country is going to be a third world country. He was saying all kind of shit. That's how you know that they want it. Because when you pay attention to what happened based on that, that's why you got less rights. That's why they got a fucking fence around Washington, D.C. and Washington, D.C. is closed down. That's why they lightweight basically got you like are against. Why do you think it got legislation basically saying that they can hold a citizen indefinitely? Because, you know what I mean, with that Patriot Act shit, it made the citizens basically potential terrorists. You know what I mean? Like they could be treated as terroristic threats. The ongoing criminal investigation has so far resulted in indictments against the Trump organization and its longtime chief financial officer, Alan Weisselberg, on tax charges. Right, and of course, like I said, it's loopholes for wealthy people. You know, and when you really go into the original tax laws and how they were set up, you're not supposed to tax income. You're supposed to tax earnings, which is profit. So only people that's supposed to pay taxes is the businesses. And that's actually on paper. You know, this ain't no just far-fetched shit I'm making up or think I know what I'm talking about. You go look this shit up. Prosecutors said the company had been paying Wilsonberg's rent, living expenses, and private school tuition and car lease without proper reporting on tax returns. Both pleaded not guilty. So the point is, the whole purpose of me reading this is because they just won't comply. Now, if that been any other individual, let you not go to court, let me not go to court, let anybody that's not related to Trump or Trump or any of these fucking devil elites that's in positions of power. And I can't be mad at them because you're in a position of power. And that's how you show that you got power. You know what I mean? Like, they do shit to show you got power. Like, they like, I'm not going. Anybody else would be, they'd come, what you mean? A subpoena, what happens if you refuse a subpoena or don't show up to a subpoena? A warrant for your arrest is issued. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73. This book of Psalms, chapter 73, we'll start at verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And like I said, when you go into the book of Malachi, chapter 1, it talks about Esau, Edom is the border of wickedness. When you go into the word Esau, Edom, you know, Edom is, or Idumea, you'll see Idumea mentioned in the scriptures as well. When you go into the word Idumea, it's just the Greek way of saying Edom. Just like when you go into the word Egypt, people think that that's actually, no, Egypt is the Greek way of saying, because the actual name of it was Mizraim, because he didn't, Ham didn't have a son named Egypt. Verse 4, for there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. That's going into the wicked are not plagued like other men. And it's showing you that, like I said, let them not, I've had it happen where I've had a warrant issued on me and I'm in their fucking custody. You know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers just refusing to go. Verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them as a chain. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. I had this book called How the White Folks Get So Rich. and it talked about like the Red Summer, like how all the Jakes they was hanging all these Jakes and you know what I mean, all these so-called black people just hanging them for a fucking tree. A lot of people don't even know that. Like that song by what's her name? Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue too. Damn, her name. What? She died too. What? She's a famous singer. Long story short, she made a song called "Strange Fruit." And when you go into the meaning of that song, she was talking about strange fruit because she was talking about how she would see Jake hanging on trees. Damn, it's a name on the tip of my tongue too. And she caught a lot of hell for that song too. If I don't think it's gonna come to me. I don't know how many brothers watch my videos, but I'm sure through the spirit it'll come out. I might even look it up. Uh, Matter of fact, hold on. I think it's Billie Holiday. Yeah, that's what it was called. I mean, that's who it was. It was Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit. Uh, I think they actually did a Billie Holiday movie with Diana Ross in it, and it had what the fuck is this guy name? The old sellout ass nigga that used to do the Code 45, Billy D. Williams. Uh, what am I looking for now? So you know, I mean, at the end of the day, these devils. That's why I read that Ecclesiastes, because sentence against an evil work is not executed expediently. The wicked feel they got away with something, but the Lord is preserving them for a special judgment. Like back when we were really in the land of Mizraim, in the land of Egypt, when we had to deal with the pharaohs, and he didn't want to let the people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua go. He didn't want to let us go. So the Lord hardened his heart even more because he wanted to show his great power. The Lord deals with the underdog. It's about to be a event that happened on this earth that people are really gonna question their reality. People that's really don't have no faith in nothing but what they can see. With the things that's about to come, you're gonna have more faith than just in yourself. And it's funny because, like I said, nobody could control the fact that we was locked down just a year ago. So what happens when they fuck with the food supply? Because they're doing that right now. This in states where the food is, I mean, like ridiculous. Motherfucker, 3 pack of steak is $80. I would just stop eating steak. You know what I mean? But no, not a nigga, not some of these people. Not these Americans. No, they don't think like that. Like the one guy said. He said, "Shit." And the sad part is, you would think people would stop buying less or try to stop hoarding more. But no, you would think you would start learning to live off less. You know, all that knowledge that our forefathers had, like like my father was born around the Great Depression. Maybe that's why he was so in love with Mammon. I don't know, but I know this much. That was a whole deal. It's an old saying that said, good times make weak men, and hard times make strong men. So we about to have a lot of strong motherfuckers out here, or a lot of people about to die. But Salakia for that. At the end of the day, this devil think he got away with something because of the fact he hasn't been judged for anything yet. But the Lord is preserving his judgment, especially for him. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 38. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start up. It says, Psalms 37 and verse 34, wait on the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. Because, it talks about that in the book of Sirach, chapter 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it. The book of Sirach, I think it's chapter 25. It talks about it's 9 things that count as all joy. And the 10th, and I think he said the one is the one to see the fall of his enemies. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So I mean, that's a joyous thing to see, the fall of your enemy. And it tells you, those that escape the judgment of this place, those ICBM missiles will see the destruction of this place on the chariots. This is the book, back in the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 34. Wait on the Lord Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land when the wicked are cut off. Thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. And you see the wicked in great power right now. This red Hebrew Edomite, your natural enemy, the one that did all these things to your forefathers, and then niggas think that they actually got something going because you own a foreign vehicle, or you literally like come on, like we just lived throughout a year where they just gunned down everybody. That will make even a nigga that I work with that I don't like at all said something that was actually like kind of wise. You know what I mean? He was like, sometimes he be fearing for his life because of the simple fact, how Esau, he was just walking down the street, and because you fit the description. That's their favorite thing. You fit the description. So they could just, I mean, when you really understand, like, the statistically, how literally you are being, what's the word? Not just profiled, but being like not segregated or separated, but being not what's it called? Being damn, my mind is not functioning right today, but being not segregated, not being, you being treated differently than, I mean, this is supposed to be America where everybody is treated equal, but you've never been treated equal here. That's why you the only people that came over here on cargo slave ships. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a two-third Jake, a nigga getting mad about you actually bringing this up. Like, you supposed to forget this. No, that's how we so lost as a people, because you never supposed to forget it. And don't get me wrong, that show you the greatness of our people, because look how we came over here and then we're exalted. We are the strongest. We are the fastest. We are the best fighters and athletes and shit. Some of the most intelligent. When you go into like Jack Parsons is the one that came up with the actually the formula for the rocket fuel, but that was all satanic. I mean, if you wasn't aware, but it was supposed to be some women that actually some Jake women at that's supposed to came up with the whole concept of the rocket. You know what I mean? I forgot the name of that movie that go into that shit. When you really go and look into history and see how many innovations Jake's made, you know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of the patent office. You know what I mean? So they could steal Jake's ideas. But that's part of the curses as well, because it said that we was going to have to go to our enemy for the one of all things. That's why you got a lot of Jake that rely on the fucking the government and this red Hebrew Edomite for, what I mean? You got niggas still right now waiting for a fucking another stimulus. If this is they not giving us no more money. They about to let motherfuckers turn up and eat each other. It says, verse 36, yea, he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I saw him, but he could not find. So like it, but he could not be found. Um, Verse 37, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Verse 38, the point, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. So, this devil has a ending point. It tells you in the scriptures that he has set him a bound that he cannot pass, because all kingdoms are set up through the Most High God, and then he gives them a time of rulership. The difference between the kingdom of Yasharallah or Israel or the kingdom of heaven and all these other kingdoms is that our kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom rulership. We will not, after this time, we will never be put in subjection again. And that's the kingdom of heaven. Salakia. So I got one last scripture. Because it goes into Job, and that's the spirit, and I'm going to Job. But it go into Job, and it talks about how, even with this man's new world order, it tells you that he's going to get it started to a degree, to the point where think he about to fill his belly. He gonna be sitting down. Yeah, it's about to go, and then it's gonna fall out his hand. You know what I mean? The whole plate, the whole table gonna break. You know what I mean? I'm just, using my own words, but the point is, it won't. He said when he about to fulfill his belly, when he about to fill his belly, then you should have put him in sudden straits. It's the book of Job, chapter 27, point is verse 13. Job 27 and 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of the oppressors which they shall receive of the Almighty. Verse 14. If his children be multiplied, meaning the wicked man, the wicked, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Verse 15. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. Verse 16, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay. Verse 17, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. That's the point. You know what I mean? I could have kept on going on, but point is, at the end of the day, this devil, the Lord is allowing certain things to take place. You know what I mean? You can see him rolling out this system. You got this 5G. You got people that's just can't wait for the metaverse, not even understanding what that is. Like, they don't even want you to be able to travel anymore like that. Why do you think they talk about you got to show, proof that you actually got this concoction, this vaccination to be able to literally fly on planes and travel and shit? So your best bet, if you don't have these things, and even when you got them, like if you ain't of a certain status, you're not gonna be able to travel. Go watch that movie, Ready Player One. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. Go watch that movie. And people just looking at the visuals of it and whatnot. But that's the future. All the poor. How did they try to get out of their poverty? Like that's the premise of the movie. He would go into a virtual world, and in the virtual world, he ended up becoming rich because But point being, like they was poor. They was poor, and the world actually was really fucked up. And the way to escape the real world, they went into the metaverse. That's what I mean. That's They doing this shit right in your face. That's this man's. That's all he has to offer. You know what I mean? He wants you to continue to follow his philosophy, and his philosophy is based on everything that's against the Most High God in the scriptures. This motherfucker don't worship. If that's the case, he want to legalize some of the things he did. You know what I mean? When you actually really read the scriptures and then look at the society, if this place was really based on the Bible, it wouldn't be the way it is today. Your Bible, if it was based on the Bible, that's why they talk about train up a child the way they should go and they will not depart. So when you instill the scriptures into a child, even if they was a nigga for majority of their life, it'll be some point that they'll come back and harp on what was put inside of them. I've seen it time and time again. You got brothers that was in the churches, but then realized there was something wrong with them churches. Because it's the doctrine. You know what I mean? The Bible talks about a lot of stuff, and you got a lot of these churches not talking about the stuff that's going on in the world. So how's the truth in there? The church, a lot of people frowned away from church because they felt, oh shit, every time I go in here, this pastor's trying to get some money. It is actually a pastor that literally made a statement. He said the Messiah hadn't came back yet because people not basically giving away or giving enough money to church. The motherfucker fixed this, and that's why you got all these viral videos of these fucking fake ass pastors dying right at the pulpit. There's videos where people that call themselves pastors and priests dying while they giving out the word, because the Lord say, "Who are the profane?" I forgot how the scripture go, but it talks about to utter my words. To take my laws and statutes out of thy mouth. Roughly paraphrased, like you're not even supposed to touch this book. You a fucking heathen. Because the book is not for everybody. And that's where this devil tricked everybody. You know what I mean? Like the book is for, the Bible is based on laws, statutes, and commandments of a group of people. And the crazy part, when we say it, we looked at it like we retarded. But then you believe that those fake ass Jews that call themselves Jewish are actually, it's okay when they say it though. Like, are you serious? Them people literally live in a land that they told you they got a such thing as kosher pork. There's no such thing as kosher pork because you bless the pork or whatever, because the pig is an unclean animal. So you just more powerful than the Most High God. Huh? You gonna deem, oh, it's clean now. Huh? This is what I'm saying. Like, people don't even understand that they fucking sinning. You got people worship Christmas, not understanding that. Go back to some other shit. That has nothing to do with the Messiah. It tell you in the Bible, if you read it, not to worship Christmas. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, it literally tell you not to worship it. So in a land of confusion, a lot of people going to get lost and destroyed. You know what I mean? And the Lord is the doors of mercy is pretty much closed. You seeing all this judgment with these rappers. You know what I mean? All these jakes, these 2/3 niggas getting killed left and right. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like these rappers getting like, it's like they feeding the beast to keep this bitch going. Like Satan just eating them motherfuckers like them like the seasoning salt or something. Like it's a thing like a rapper die every week or something. And you ain't saying nothing yet. You know what I mean? Call lawyer Mlaya Habashimi Al Shabashim Rakha. Call lawyer Mlaya Habashimi Al Shabashim Rakha. Call lawyer Mlaya Habashimi Al Shabashim Rakha. All praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Bashim Yah Shabashim. So lucky for that. So with that, I'm gonna end the lesson. Lord willingly was edified. I'm gonna give all praises, all honor, and all glory to well, if you're a so-called black man, Hispanic, if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to statutes, to the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Aqua, to the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Until next time, I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom, and Mawatha Lababah. Shalom.